Hey folks, I'm Anthony Ledonne and I'm a New York City-based comedian. And in today's video, we're going to be going over how I organize my material. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Why don't you like and subscribe? Just even before you've watched the video. I think it would be a good investment of your time so you can see more of these. And also I need the validation. So I use an app called Notion to organize all of my material. In general, the life cycle of a joke for me is I'll think about it in the shower and I'll write it down. And then I might mull over it for a few days in the shower and I'll keep writing little notes. I use these things called shower notes. It's just waterproof paper. And then once it's good enough to put into a notebook or actually write it down, then I'll put it into Notion. All right, so let's dive into Notion and I'll show you how I organize my material. So the first thing that we see here is my jokes database. This is where all of my material goes and I can organize it and kind of slice and dice it however I want. Let me show you. This first view is just all my jokes sorted by the date that it was last updated and also grouped by the category of the joke. So the categories are archive. This is the stuff that I've retired for the time being. I've got some like election stuff from 2016, some COVID stuff that I don't need anymore. No category is the jokes that I have yet to categorize. So a lot of times this will be taking that shower note and I'll write it in, I'll add it to Notion, and maybe I just haven't categorized it yet. So that's kind of like an inbox, so to speak. It could also be stuff that I've just thought about and when I'm out and about and I've just put into Notion real fast. So it's just like a premise, maybe a funny line I overheard somebody saying, or just an idea. It's not a fleshed out joke. It's not funny. It's just an idea. Rough is the next category, and that is stuff that I've promoted from no category to rough. So that's the first step that a joke will take. It's just pulling that idea out of the muck and saying, all right, I'm going to work on you. I'm going to polish this little turd up and see if we can get it ready. So for instance, I have a joke here that I was working on called dick pics. Here we go. I've never sent a dick pic because when I was growing up, I learned that you should always put your best foot forward and not your best 3.25 inches. Okay. It's got legs, I think, a short little leg. It's not ready yet for the stage. I think it needs some work. And actually, you know what? I think I'll actually promote this to in progress, which is the next category. In progress is just a category of stuff that's in progress that I'm working on fleshing out. Again, it's not quite ready for the stage, but it's more than just a punchline or more than just an idea. So this joke is actually in progress. I might want to add another joke or two to this idea before I actually take it to stage so that it's just not one little tiny thing sitting in the middle of my act. It's getting there. It's getting there. I might need one more joke. Once a joke is polished enough for the stage, that's when I take it to the test category. So for instance, here's a joke that is ready to be tested. So I've been married for 16 years. And every time people ask us how long we've been married, my wife always forgets the number. And I think I figured out why. It's because I'm really good at math and she has Alzheimer's. It's a dumb joke. It's a silly joke. But she loves it. You know, every time she actually hears it, she's like, oh my God, I love that joke. Is that new? Okay. Not the best joke in the world. But it's ready to be tested on stage. If it doesn't get a good response or doesn't get the response that I'm looking for, then I can continue editing it in Notion and kind of working on it, munging up new ideas and just trying to flesh it out a little bit more or work on the punchline. Like if that doesn't work, make it funnier. But if it does get the response that I want, then I can promote it to my act. So this is the coveted position. This is where a joke becomes fully self-actualized. This is where I can count on it. I can bring it to stage anytime. I can put it into any set, and I know it's going to get some laughs. They all might not be the best laughs in the world, but it's enough to fill an hour. Actually, I've got 81.25 minutes here of laughs in my act, which takes us to the next section. If we dig into each joke, we can actually see what kind of attributes they have. So for instance, I have, when was this joke created? All right, so my brother's in the Navy. I created this Notion joke back in 2021. We can see the category. We can see when I last updated it. You can see that's today, because I think I added a little icon here. I can see how many minutes this joke is, what chunk it belongs to in my act, whether or not it's family friendly, whether or not it's in my hour. And I also, because I work cruise ships, And each cruise ship has different requirements for how many shows they want you to do and how much time they want you to do in each show. I like to keep each joke in its own show for each cruise ship. So for example, Carnival cruise ships, you do 5 shows, you do an A, B, and a C show, and then you repeat A and B. Each of those shows need to be 30 minutes. So you need 90 minutes of unique material. Okay, so you'll do A, B, and C, you'll repeat A and B, there you go. But I got to keep track of which joke or which bit goes into which Carnival show. So that's why I have a category set up here with the names of my 3 shows for Carnival ships: Big Dog, Big Moves, Prosciutto, and In Love to In-Laws. This way, everybody on the boat knows, oh, we're going to go see Anthony tonight. Which show is it? Because I don't want to go see a repeat. Norwegian Cruise Line, you do 2 unique shows, each 45 minutes, an A show and a B show. And they divvy it up by a family-friendly show and then an adult show. I also have a category here for whether or not the show is in my half-hour feature act or my 1-hour headline act. So I obviously put all my best stuff in my feature, and then I put all the other stuff in addition to the feature stuff into the full act as well. So here now is a different view. I can look at the show length, and here's all my jokes that are in the half hour, all my jokes that are in my hour. There we go. And then here's everything else. It just hasn't been assigned to a show yet. Here I can see my 3 Carnival shows and what jokes are in them, so that when I'm on the boat and I'm like, all right, which jokes am I doing on this show? What am I doing tomorrow night? I know exactly what I'm doing. Same thing for Norwegian. I can see all my family-friendly jokes, all my adult stuff. And then I also keep this section, which is, it's just another view. It's just a quick view for stuff that I might go test out at a mic, or that if I'm putting together a show for like a showcase show or, doing a 15-minute spot, I can just pull something from this and then just drop it right into my set. So anyway, that's how I organize all my material in Notion. If you have a question, drop it in the comments below. I'll be happy to answer. All right, thanks for watching.